Well, the attack in Berlin comes less than a month after a 12-year-old boy attempted to detonate a bomb at another Christmas market in Western Germany. The boy of Iraqi origin was reportedly radicalized and directed by Islamic State. His case has added to fears that youngsters are now being recruited by terrorists to carry out attacks in Europe. Ilya Petrenko has more on the disturbing shift in tactics.
Caliphate Cubs, a squadron of underage Islamic State soldiers. That's Wikipedia putting them prominently on the list of ISIL units fighting in the battle for Mosul. Here's a father blessing his son before the kid vanishes in a fireball from a suicide blast. And this brainwashed 4-year-old just blew up a group of ISIL captives with a push of a button. Sickening, but no longer that shocking for Westerners, as long as it's happening somewhere in the deserts of Iraq or Syria. Well, this is Berlin. What does it have to do with junior jihadists? That's a Christmas fair in another city, Ludwigshafen. It could have been turned into a bloodbath too by a bomb allegedly put together by a 12-year-old ISIL sympathizer of Iraqi descent.
Due to the discovery of a nail bomb in Ludwigshafen, we've opened investigations.
The
12-year-old who is accused of planning a bomb attack in Ludwigshafen is currently in custody.
Last week, 10 teenagers were detained in Belgium over fears they were plotting terrorist attacks. Back to Germany, where earlier in Cologne, a Syrian migrant aged 16 was caught allegedly doing the same thing. The Bavaria train axe horror this summer, the attacker ISIL claimed to be one of its fighters was 17. The list is getting longer. The portrait of Europe's new menace, the underage terrorist, is taking shape.
That the suspect is 18 years old, holds German and Iranian citizenship.
The Syrian asylum seeker who blew himself up outside a bar in the German town of Ansbach is now known to have pledged allegiance to the leader of the Islamic State.
Teenage, coming from a refugee background or an actual asylum seeker. Brainwashed remotely through social media or locally in Salafist cells.
It's estimated that ISIL has as much as around about 2 million radicalized young people out there. When they have a belief or adopt a belief that there is nothing good in this world, they become very vulnerable in adapting that belief. And that is exactly the turning point of the psychological use which terrorist organizations use for recruitment. So the weapon is not the radicalization, but the weapon becomes the young people. And the people becomes the weapon against the state.
Do those who must be aware of the trend know enough to act preemptively? The head of police in Frankfurt, Germany's economic hub, warned lawmakers a few months ago the threat of underage jihadists was more serious than thought. But the latest news shows such warnings haven't quite made Europe more secure just yet.
The police is following the structure that they have in place. The problem with it is that they haven't seen this type of terror. And what they haven't really got to understand, that this is a genuine type of war. They need to understand that they have to change the methodology, the approach. The partners across Europe, seeing that this is the fundamental problem in coordination, more than likely many potential terrorists will walk free.